moving along, the EPL is starting very soon. Your darling club, Chelsea. I know it's been a long while that we've spoken about Chelsea. Unfortunately, Temiloluwa and Solomon, they are not here this morning to probably throw you. But, I mean, there's been a lot of meme on the internet. We saw Welbeck and Jordan Henderson on a on a moving wheelchair going to Stamford Bridge and the rest of that. Why is Alonso signing a 35-year-old and a 36-year-old? What is the... I mean, you are a Chelsea fan, and maybe you understand this more than I do, but these are players that are coming to the end of their career. Yes, you can say you have the history. Thiago Silva was 39, 40 when you signed him, and he was one of the exceptional defenders and the rest of that. We've seen David Luiz come back to play for Chelsea again and the rest of that. But these are exceptional players. Welbeck is an injury-prone player. Jordan Anderson has his fair share. Welbeck played over 100 games for Brighton. I think scored about 37 goals or thereabout. The ratio of the goals he produced based on number of appearances does not make any business sense for Chelsea to be signing. What do you think Alonso is trying to, to cook in quotes, as they usually say? What's he trying to cook? Bringing in a 35-year-old that is near the end of his career and a 36-year-old. What does that do for Chelsea?
I don't know what he's trying to cook. That's surprising because if I knew what he was trying to cook, I'll be less worried and I'll not be sad. I will not have any problem with the signing. But clearly I have a problem with the signing. That's why I said I don't know what he's trying to cook. Okay, Alonso has stated from the get go. I don't know if you saw that he already stated from the get go when he signed with Chelsea that he wants experience in the team. He wants experienced player. He stated it. That's
That's
why we
true.
went for Grand Shaka at first, but he turned us down. That's the reason why the first person we went for when Alonso signed for us was Granit Xhaka because of
Hmm.
the experience like Xabi Alonso said. But we didn't get him because he rejected us. But now he has advanced talk with Danny Welbeck and advanced talk with Jordan Henderson. And I'm being asked what he's trying to cook. Honestly, I don't know what he's trying to cook because I don't rate Danny Welbeck. That's the thing. I don't rate Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck is not my kind of striker.
But
Danny
between Danny Welbeck
Welbeck
and
is not
between Danny
someone.
Welbeck and Delap, who is better?
Uh, Danny Welbeck. The lap is an anomaly. The lap is not a normal human being. The
Sorry,
lap
I
is
did
not
that.
is not a
Sorry,
human
I
being.
did
The
that.
lap. Eh,
Sorry, I did that.
no, the lap is not. The lap is the worst striker in the Premier League right now. That guy is terrible. Let's not go into the lap because the lap is no. Let's not do that. But Danny Welbeck, the reason why I said I don't rate Danny Welbeck is that Danny Welbeck is not the type of striker that can create his own shot. Let me
Hmm.
explain. Danny
Hmm.
Welbeck is not the type of striker that look at Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro can create his own shot, right? Joao Pedro is not the type of striker that waits for your midfield to have a good game before it can see goals. Then Joao Pedro is not the type of striker that waits for your midfield to get going or the winger to get going before it can see goals. Danny Welbeck is that kind of striker. If your midfield is not being producing, if your midfield is not being productive, if your wingers are not productive, Danny Welbeck cannot do anything. Danny Welbeck cannot isolate defenders one on one. Danny
Hmm.
Welbeck did not complete up to 7 dribbles last season.
Hmm.
Danny Welbeck did not complete up to 7 dribbles last season. Danny Welbeck cannot isolate a defender 1v1, get past that defender and score. No. That's not Danny Welbeck. That's why I said Danny Welbeck is not my type of striker. You understand?
Hmm.
He scored 13 league goals last season. Wonderful, good and fine. But he's not the type of striker that I want. He
Hmm.
scored 30 goals in 30 something appearances. He's not the kind. He's not. He cannot even
Hmm.
endure. I don't think I saw Danny Welbeck complete up to. I don't think Danny Welbeck played up to 10 games last season, full 90 minutes. He was always being substituted, always being substituted. So I don't think he's not my type of striker. Okay, you can say it's good, the 35 and so bro. That's the reason I don't want him. I
But
was
but
reading
but but
somewhere
but but
some
but but
Chelsea
but
fans
don't
were
but, but,
saying
but, but don't you think his experience count? I think one of the
Yeah,
first presser that Alonso gave was he needed experience in the Chelsea team. And if we are being honest, some of the games Chelsea played last season, if they were experienced and in those particular games, the result would have probably turned out differently. The case of Thiago Silva in the defense, you saw how he was solid as a defender, and you saw how Chelsea progressed under him. I think yes, you might say Enzo Fernandez, there's a World Cup winner, there is another World Cup winner there, Cucurella, there's an European winner, and the rest of that. But I don't think these are very young players that don't have that experience. That youthful exuberance still plays out in their games. Also, another thing is last season, Chelsea was one of the worst in discipline, had one of the worst disciplinary record in the season, having red card after red card, like it is an African market day. Do you understand? So don't you think that's the reason why I also want somebody with a whole lot of experience that can bring some kind of leadership to the team? Because that Chelsea team last season had no leadership. What do you make of that?
I don't make anything of it because I don't whether the leadership, the experience, or anything that the Welbeck has to offer. I don't want it, and I'm very sure I speak for 70% of Chelsea fans. The experience, if na balada, maybe they get red card, they go. Trust me, we don't want the experience. Okay, we
Hmm.
have five striking options now at Chelsea with the addition of Danny Welbeck. We have Jackson, we have Delap, we have Joao Pedro, we have Mark Gill, right? And we have this guy that don't join now, Welbeck. You understand? We want to give that means we have to ship out either Jackson and Delap, right? Or Jackson or Gill. Or we have to ship in people. We cannot have these five strikers in this team. Just like that, you understand? So we have to ship in people. So the addition of Danny Welbeck now is what it doesn't give chances. It doesn't give chance to to these strikers where
Hmm.
I saw somewhere that they want to keep the lap for to see if you're going to have a good second season, right? How many chances are you going to give the lap if you are going to keep Danny Welbeck at the team? You understand? You spoke of experience. I feel like experience is not going to come from Danny Welbeck.
Hmm.
Danny Welbeck is not that kind of player. Yes, he's old. Not every old person can give you experience. Not every old person can give you wisdom. Not every old person can coach you.
Hmm.
Just because somebody is old doesn't mean they should have wisdom and experience.
Hmm.
Danny Welbeck is not that player. Jordan
Hmm.
Henderson, on the other hand, is that player. Jordan
Hmm.
Henderson is that player that can say, okay, is the kind of player that can calm the young ones down, can settle arguments, can settle conflict. That's Jordan Henderson. That's his profile. You understand? In fact, I've seen players like Belly and call Jordan Henderson a fatherly figure, stuff like that. That's the kind of
Hmm.
player Jordan Henderson is, not Danny Welbeck. That's why I said this Danny Welbeck signing, I don't understand it. Danny Welbeck is not going to give us leadership for where he wants to see him. You understand? But and where leadership work for that. So that's like I don't know. But if if uh if Danny Welbeck comes, he shines. That's good and fine. You understand? But as long as the news is concerned, I really don't have any good thing to say about the news. I'm just feeling indifferent about it. Now, speaking of signing, I feel like the fact that we're able to sign two I mean, we are going to sign two 30 plus players in their mid 30s, players under this Chelsea system. It's because of the change in ownership. It's because of the change in authority. Because this
Hmm.
is the first time we've signed any player above 26 years old since 2021 when we signed Thiago Silva. This
Hmm.
is the first time we're going to sign any player above 26 years old since 21. And so that was what we signed Thiago Silva under this because if it was under Roman Abramovich, we no go try this thing. O. But because of this, is under this new owner Gluco, that's why we're able to do this. You understand? And if Danny Welbeck ends up starting a Chelsea game, it's going to be the first time since 2024 that a player above 30 starting for Chelsea or
Hmm.
being in playing for. So you can see that this is due to the new management, and this is due to the new policy they want to implement. Honestly, I don't know what I feel about it. I don't know. I don't know because Jordan Henderson. I'm not going to complain about Jordan Henderson. I'm not going to. I'm not happy about it, but I feel like Jordan Henderson's signing is slightly better than Welbeck. But let's see how it goes. I mean, it means we are going to have squad depth. It means that we are going to have certain bench options. We can look to our bench and say, okay, we can bring on Danny Welbeck. We can look to our bench and say, okay, we can bring on Jordan Henderson. And these are going to be key players for us. But I'm not counting on them to do something spectacular. They are old. They are old men. They should be in care hospital. They should be old people's home. You understand? They should have retired. Man, I don't know why. I don't know why they are still playing football. But now they are shipping them to Chelsea. I don't know what Chelsea will be becoming if they are bringing two old men to my club. You understand? Is it Jordan Henderson that want to catch the likes of Elliot Anderson at Man City? Is it Jordan
Well,
Henderson want to catch him?
let me tell you what Solomon said. Solomon said Chelsea is now a retirement home. When you don't qualify for Europe, you become a retirement home. That is exactly what he said to me about 2 days ago.
It's not the point. Mr. Solomon is not even wrong. He's not even wrong because this is very disappointing. I saw the news after Nigeria does small. I was very angry. I was very pained because it is well. Oh, it is well. Thank you.